different character. You're going to be starting the game with their health card as well as their own special action cards. And you'll be setting up the game board by setting out location cards in a particular pattern that is outlined in the rulebook. Each player's hero card is also going to go in a designated location on opposite ends of the board. And if your character also has a minion associated with them, there'll be a designated location for that minion as well. And this one is a turn-based game, but it's also a very unique skirmish game because of the way that the movement works in this game. Players will be able to move their cards around the location cards that are out on the table, and you're actually going to be moving into adjacent empty spaces beside each of these cards. But what's interesting is that anytime that you move beside a card, you'll be checking for any icons located on that side of the card, and these can have all sorts of different effects, allowing you to have additional movement, or even deal you damage, or even allow you to flip that location card over to the other side, revealing even more icons for you to discover. And there are more icons than what I'm mentioning here, but these are just a few to give you a general idea. And each player is going to have 2 actions to perform on your turn, and if you want to perform the movement action, your total movement is going to be equal to the sum of all the numbers located at the top of your currently active cards. But another action you can perform is to exhaust your action cards in order to perform the ability on that card. This can allow you to do all sorts of different things, like attack your enemy player if they're within range, move additional spaces, or even move your opponent an amount of spaces. And each of these cards also have different icons on them, which you can spend in order to boost or activate different abilities, or even defend against incoming attacks. Of course, as you're exhausting these cards, you are limiting your movement on the following turn. You're also limiting the options that you have. So the final action that is available is to just unexhaust all these cards, making them available for you again in future turns. And the game continues like this, with players alternating turns, moving their characters around, activating their different ability cards, and using an action to unexhaust them to use those cards once again. And of course, once a player has depleted their opponent's health down to 0, then that player wins the game. And if you're interested in this one and want to check it out, I do have a link to the campaign in the description below. And it is important to note that this is also compatible with all their previous Battlecrest games.